Hello everyone, my name is Omar Reyes and this is my presentation on object number 8, giving the brand the desired social meaning. Now, what is the social meaning? So pretty much objects, they have some sort of meaning within society, within culture, and the way that we view these brands and these objects. And a brand takes on the characteristics of its surroundings, and we want to essentially give a good characteristic and a good meaning to our brand and to what we're trying to sell. Now, some methods for doing this include slice of life as well as the product placement, which we'll go into depth in the next upcoming slides. And now we have an example of a slice of life. This is a commercial Tide did during the Super Bowl about a hoodie. And that's going to be the commercial. So as you can see, Tide really depicts how a hoodie is going to be used throughout, like let's say several days or just a stretch of a day. You know, some people don't necessarily wash their hoodies every single time that they use them, and it's just showing you how in your daily life you might use something so many times, eventually you have to wash it. And a company like Tide is there to help support you in cleaning and washing that hoodie with their Tide Pods. And then right here we have, when it comes to slice of life, it wants to depict the ideal usage for the product, and it also wants to put the brand into a social setting and transfer the meaning from the social setting to the brand. So in Tide's example, then the social meaning would be helping, cleaning, and it's there for you when you need it, the Tide Pods. And then some strategic implementations for the slice of life is the icon potential. So something like Coca-Cola, they are a company that also have used the slice of life model when it comes to, say, putting their product out there, and how maybe you're playing a game of basketball and it gets really hot, and then I'm gonna drink it right after so I can rehydrate. Even though it's not necessarily rehydrating, but just so that you can kind of quench that thirst that you might have from the physical activity. Then it's also the creation of the perfect brand social reality. So you want to create a reality in which your brand is the ideal one and in which it's going to solve some sort of a problem. And then there are also fewer counter agreements, just because during the slice of life commercials or ads, you're depicting how that product is going to be used and how that brand is useful. The other method would be the product placement, and an example of this is actually within Back to the Future. Um, Pepsi and Nike did a great job, and pretty much product placement is to put your product in a show or a movie to demonstrate its use uh, and draw attention to the brand. So Pepsi did this in the movie, where in one point, it's kind of like in a bar, and then or a cat or a kind of like cafe lounge, and then the Pepsi bottle came out really futuristic. But then when people go out and see that movie, then subconsciously or maybe consciously, they're like, I kind of want a Pepsi now. And then the same thing with Nike. With Nike, it's kind of showing these futuristic shoes, which in fact, in recent years, there was kind of like some models of these shoes, the Nike Air Mags, that came out. And right now, for example, those shoes are reselling for over $9,000. So Nike has done a great job at, you know, Nike and Pepsi both, on putting products in a show and drawing people's attention for the brand. Another great example for product placement is going to be within the Transformers movies. So pretty much during Transformers 1, um, the Camaro was kind of like the ideal car, or it was like that show car for the franchise. And according to a study done by Hollywood Brands, uh, during 2002, only 41,776 Camaros sold. So the brand Chevrolet decided that they were going to discontinue the model, and then they brought it back for the movie in a redesign in 2007, and they relaunched the vehicle from 2009 to 2010, and this caused the new Camaro to sell over 60,000 units in 2009 and 80,000 units in 2010, showing the potential of you place it in a movie and people are going to buy it because they just maybe think it's cool and they want to be like that. Something that Chevrolet also did with the Camaro was that they made in 2010 a Transformers edition, which also sold very well. And that's going to be my presentation. Here are some other references. And thanks for tuning in. And hope I learned, and I hope that you learned something about objective number 8.